Alright, welcome back to another episode of Killa Curtain Call. It's been a little bit thanks to sickness once more, so I'm not gonna be recapping the previous episode. So sorry about that, but I do feel better to continue things on. So, anyways, then our performance finally came. The schedule was determined by lottery, and we were the second act. I don't know where they practiced, but our two top batters performed a duet with acoustic guitars. They weren't top bad, so they had their share of applause when they left the stage. We were next up.
頑張ってね。
Thanks!
そうちゃん、手と足が一緒に前に出てるよ。
Yeah, I know, but my body wasn't moving like I told it to. I wasn't nervous. I was just too pumped up, so my body was too tense.
ほんだ、リラックスリラックス。
Got it. When he told me to relax, I got more fired up. I could feel the energy within myself. I wanted to let it all burst out.
次の演奏者は男子軽音部です。
What, no applauses? Ah, there it is. When the program director finished his announcement, we were welcomed with sporadic applause. I was in charge of vocals and the guitars, so I headed towards the center stage. When I stood on that stage, I could hear the audience whispering, "It's Piggy!" and "It's Honda." Seems I'm well known. However, I could hear girls saying, "Eh? Honda-kun!" It seems I was hated by a good portion of the girls. Well, at least you got something. The seats were about 70% filled. Most of the audience here probably came to see the band performing after us, the second literature club. My diva. The second literature club's performance is more than just a live event. It's also Obi Festival's main event. The thought of that made me realize just how much of an away game our performance is. But break it down, that just makes me even more fired up. Hey, we're the light music club. We're setting up our instruments, so please wait a moment. I finished our basic announcement and my heart was pounding. I just realized this was the first time I ever took out the mic and spoke to an audience.
まあ気楽に気楽に。ホンダがあんまり硬くなってるとこっちまで緊張しちゃうよ。
They must have thought I was nervous. Our president finished setting up first, so he told a few jokes to try and loosen me up. However, I wasn't nervous. I was waiting with bated breath for us to start. Once we finished setting up, it was finally time to start. I grabbed the mic stand. Because I went too close, my guitar hit the stand and let out a metallic clink. The audience sat before me. I couldn't tell if they were close by or far away. Not nervous, huh? My sense of distance was off. I turned the mic's power on and felt goosebumps crawling over my back. The whole world fell silent. Alright, let's do it! Light Music Lab, here we go! Our performance started. I don't think it was a bad performance. Oh, damn. It skipped. At the very least, that's how it sounded to me compared to my practice session with these members. However, the audience's reaction was poor. They were far from going wild. Hell, just listening to us with a smile would have been better. I could see them chatting with their friends beside them or punching buttons on their cell phones. I could even see the girls scowling at me. The back of the crowd was especially bad. They had absolutely no focus on our performance. It might have been fun in the dim light of a live house, but beneath this clear blue sky, I could see the looks of every one of them, right as day. Before today, I never once cursed my 2020 vision. Hey, that guy at the back just yawned! This wasn't like karaoke, where all you had to do was have fun singing. Right now, I was singing for every member of this audience. So if they weren't enjoying it, then what was the point? I felt something completely different than when I practiced alone or sang in front of a friend. That feeling was pushing pressure down on me. It's easy for one's mental state to show what they sing. But now I had to sing with all my heart and not let this agitation show. I realized how terrifying a live performance could be. Out of the corner of my eye, I could see Kazu watching me with concern. I'm sure the second literature club was listening to us from backstage. Our first song, our second song. I was covered in cold sweat as I tried to they pity claps. As I tried to sing our songs to the very end. We did receive some applause. When I thought about their faces during the show, I know their hearts weren't into it.
大丈夫か
They whispered to me, I'll be fine. Was I making them worry about me? That's not good. This isn't the time to make others worry. As we begin our final song. But that song was the most rich of them all. How could this be happening? After just 2 songs, my voice grew hoarse and it was hard to hear me. Maybe I was getting nervous. Maybe I was trying way too hard. Maybe I practiced too much and forgot to condition myself. Once I grew worried about my throat, the song went through hell. It was an absolute disgrace. I could see the girls who were scowling at me earlier crying now. I must have looked horrible. I managed to finish singing the song somehow, but I couldn't bear to look at the audience, so I turned my eyes towards the sky. I could feel the blazing summer sun burning my eyes.
So-chan, 大丈夫
As soon as we got off the stage, Kazu handed me a sports drink. I didn't have the will to take it though. Hey, what just happened? It didn't feel real. How did we ever end up putting on such a pitiful performance? Is this a dream? Yeah, that's it. We didn't practice enough. I told him, didn't I? If T had just listened to me instead of ditching practice. Yeah, their hearts weren't in it. When it came to your bandmates, we were completely not into this. We were aiming for an okay, unfortunately. And even then, it seems like this performance of yours didn't even reach that level. Unfortunately, as I spoke, Kazu forced a smile.
そんな落ち込むことないのに。去年先輩たちの見たけど、去年と比べて特にひどいってことは。
No, this can't be right. That's it. We're doing it over.
え？やり直し？
I can't let this end with such a shitty performance. Over. Just how about with some different people who are passionate about this as much as you are?
え？どこ行くの？
I'm going to the Festia president of theaters. Don't give up on them, sure. I'll be right back, so wait for us.
あ、そうちゃん。
Kazu said something, but I ignored him and dashed off. We'll do it again. I can't let it end like this. The president of the Arabs had set his instruments down and were lounging around. It looked like they had just finished everything that had to be done. What a bunch of losers. How carefree can they be? President!
ああ、本田、お疲れさん。どうした血相変えて。
What do you think? Let's do our performance over again.
えもう一回
Come on, that was just too much. I should be able to do better. How can we let it end like that?
いや、そう言われてもな。
President was calm and looking at me with pity. Honestly, how can he be so carefree? This isn't the time to be sitting here relaxed. If he does that, the next performance will start.
本田、落ち着け。もう俺たちの出番は終わったんだよ。もうすぐ次のバンドが出てくる。次は
Our president's calm attitude was getting on my nerves. How can he stay so calm? I could have held back how pissed off I was and let my emotions pour out. Why are you giving up so easily? No, wrong button. Yoink. Isn't this the last cultural festival performance for you seniors? Are you just going to settle for something that isn't perfect? Don't you know that phrase? All's well that ends well? Although I was about to ready to grab him by his collar, our president calmly looked back at me. I don't know why, but his look made me falter.
本田、お前がさっきのステージに満足できなかったっていうのはよくわかった。でも本番はもう終わったんだ。
That's why we should do it again.
何でもそうだけど、失敗したからってやり直しが効くわけじゃないだろ。やり直しの効かないこともある。そりゃ文化祭のステージなんか無理言えばできないことはないって言いたいかもしれないけど、文化祭だって時間に限りはある。俺たちが無茶を言うことでステージに上がれなくなるグループだって出てくるかもしれない。
That doesn't matter to us. It was hard to make excuses. Our president was right and I couldn't really argue against him. But then what am I supposed to do? Find someone more passionate?
それにやり直しが効かないからこそかけがえのないものになるっていうこともあるんじゃないか。だからこそ人はそこに全力を注ぐわけだろ。
Well, yeah, but even I knew that. But I was so frustrated because I had failed during one of those precious moments. I don't even know if this feeling will go away if I did succeed in our second try. Oy, forgot to turn on Facebook. I was just being a selfish brat. When I stopped trying to argue with him, our president looked at me with guilt.
悪かったな。俺たちがお前に合わせるべきだったかもな。せっかくお前の初ステージだったのに。
Our president spoke with kindness and sympathy. His words struck my heart. But I'm not saying that. I'm not blaming anyone. I just want to try again. I'm not saying that anyone was wrong. No, maybe I did. Even if I didn't see it, I thought it. But that's wrong. It was my fault. I got carried away all on my own. Tripped up good all on my own and ruined the stage for everyone. How pathetic is that? It's my fault, isn't it? I ruined our performance.
台無しなんてことはないよ。毎年こんなもんだったと思うけどな。
But the crowd wasn't interested at all. I spoke before I could stop myself for our president forced a better smile.
だから毎年そんなもんだって。
He smiled and scratched his head.
むしろ本田が一生懸命歌ってくれてよかったよ。必死にやってくれるやつだからわざわざ選んだ甲斐もあったってもんだ。
That if you give it all you have and it amounts to nothing, there's no point. Damn. Why don't you try your best?
そうかな。俺はそうは思わないけどな。
Well, that's what I think.
まあそう思うのは勝手だけどさ。
Our president thought for a moment. Then he gave me a troubled smile.
そうだな。うちの部で本当にライブがやりたいのお前くらいだからな。 だから俺たちがお前に合わすべきだったんだ。そうすればもう少しはお前が満足できるようなステージになったかもしれないのにな。
I couldn't reply, so I fell silent. I felt silent as he comforted me.
でもホンダは全然納得いってないかもしれないけど、俺たちは十分満足だったんだぞ。
そうだよホンダ、楽しかったぞ。
気にすんな。お前がバンド作ったら見に行くからな。
The seniors all smiled and patted me in the back. I was speechless. I was pathetic. I ruined their performance and they were comforting me. I would have preferred if they screamed at me or punched me. Besides, I had always looked down on these seniors. I looked down on them because I couldn't take their half-hearted attitude of only playing in a band during their spare time, during their fun academy life. I never tried to hide how I felt about them, so I'm sure TL knew I felt that way. And yet they still gave me such a warm comfort. God, I'm pathetic.
ホンダ見てみろよ、なんか煙が出てきたぞ。
Just as I was supposed to see something, a person just wanted outside over the stage. I thought he was smoking out of his head. Steam was rising up from the dry ice, and the vivid lights from the moving cans were filling it with color. Every year, the members of the Girls' Light Music Club, who didn't make the band, handle the special effects. They make the performance even more entertaining. It was clear that they were a level above all the other groups.
こりゃ物が違うよな。俺たちも早く見に行こう。
Now the seniors filed out. Maybe they were being considerate of me. That was pathetic too. Damn it! Don't insult me! I'm not feeling down, shutting myself up. I ran out of the classroom to go watch Yui perform. When the smoke cleared away, all the members of the second literature club were on stage in their costumes.
こんにちは。第二文芸部です。
Yui and Mari were standing around their new club president, Maejima. Yui's performance was filled with real joy and shone brightly. It was the complete opposite of our performance.
あ、そうちゃん。
Yeah. Kazu noticed me coming back and turned his eyes away from the stage to look at me.
本当に先輩たちに頼んできたの？もう一回やりたいって。で、なんだって？
Who gives a damn? I yelled at Kazu. I knew it wasn't fair, but I honestly didn't want to talk about.
やっぱりダメだったんだ。先輩たちの言い分が正論で落ち込んでたら逆に慰められちゃってもっと落ち込んじゃったんだね。
Yeah. Are you an Esper? What did you know about every detail? Kazu seems like some god or devil or something else that went beyond human understanding. And I couldn't help but be taken aback.
そのぐらいわかるよ。何年付き合ってると思ってるの？
He made it sound simple, but could I understand Kazu that well? I always felt like I was living my life alone, but perhaps I'm actually being watched over by everyone. I was sure to think how small out my life was. Damn it, why am I acting so weak?
ほら、そんな落ち込まないでライブを見なよ。すごいよ。やっぱり女子は本格的だな。
Hey! Following Kazu's suggestion, I looked up at the stage. You ain't.
やっぱりすごいね。第二文芸部は。みんなうまいな。アミも堂々としてるじゃない。
Kazu was impressed as much as I hated to admit it. The performance was amazing, but a performance like ours would never stand a chance. The crowd was excited too. Everyone is jumping around and enjoying the performance. The music and the performance were making this big crowd of people excited. This is rock. This is a live performance. This is Sparta. I did what I wanted to do. Cool. And I felt like the music should have been focused out more, been much more louder, but then I can adjust the settings to make it louder, I suppose. But then again, the regular dialogue would have been louder. After finishing their encore, they left the stage. Oh. Well then. More South Ohio Suits. Yata. But the band members of the club members who didn't get to perform were shouting and screaming about their success with big smiles. Yui looked very happy. Mario was shedding tears of joy. Even that twisted Majima was showing how happy she was.
いいライブだったね。僕、感動しちゃったよ。
Kazu turned towards me and smiled at a care in the world. I'm gonna be happy with them like he was, so.
どうしたのさ、そうちゃん。
Everything's wrong! Damn it! Fuck them! Everyone turned as I yelled.
何怒ってるのさ。
How can you be so nonchalant about all this? Damn it, they were so great out there! Then my body shook with excitement!
え
Wow! Fuck this shitty band! You think it was hella cute! Majima was crazy good too! Yeah, and Bobby really is a genius! Even with those stupid costumes, they were perfect! I will never acknowledge such a phony band! That's as well as I shouted.
感動してるのか怒ってるのか、どっちかにしなよ。
Damn it, what the hell? I never thought you'd be this good!
ほんとすごかったね。そうちゃんも元気が戻ったみたいでよかった。
This isn't good at all! I guess my shouting finally grew too loud.
あ、なんだ
That idiot Majima finally turned my way? Then she said something to Yui. Ugh. And they're coming over here. Shit!
何がまずいの
That's wrong. I shouldn't have to tell you. If they come over here now, I'm not praising them for their performance.
んいいんじゃない
What's good about it? I don't want to admit defeat no matter what.
じゃあ言わなければいいんじゃないの
Impossible! They were too damn good fucking bastards! Then I ran off, I just wanted to run. I'm getting out of here! See you, Kazu!
待ってよ、そうちゃん。
Then I started running, Kazu started chasing after me.
ちょっとあんたらなんで逃げるのよ
Yeah, no reasons. Fuck off. I could hear Majima shouting behind us. I turned back as I ran and flipped Majima to bird. Shut up, dumbass! Dumbass! Your brother was a cross-dresser!
なんだと
Yoink. Majima turned any threat and started yelling. You and Mommy stood next to her with their mouths hanging open.
何言ってるのやめなよ。
Shut up, Kazu, you say chill.
やだよ、そんな意味がわからないこと。
What the friend you are? Dumbass, you old bag!
よくわかんないけど殺しきる
Majima pushed through the crowd of people chasing after us. I started running faster and put some distance between us. Just so you know, I haven't lost yet. Our match is far from over. I'll see you next time. I shouted back to Majima's around. That's right, I'm not through yet. This is only the beginning. I'm not playing in a band yet. This is only the beginning. Next time, Next time I'll make a comeback. I'm just rock and roller. Oh, that's a track. Track number 2. There! That does it! I tore off a page of the calendar, wrote my schedule on the back, and hung it up on my wall. This is the plan I came up with. With my comeback in mind, I reorganized my approach. I set my final goal on the event at the end of our summer vacation. The event is a point-based contest limited to student bands to determine which student band is number 1 in the local area. The contest has quite a history to it, and posters for it are hanging up in the local studios. A band's points are determined by a few judges and the votes of the spectators. Since it happens in the late summer, it's treated like a festival. If a band wins this contest, they're famous for at least 2 months. Whether or not they stay famous afterwards is all up to that band's skill. Either way, it's a good chance to make our name known. I wanted to participate in the contest and win it. The fact that the Second Literature Club participates every year was perfect for me. Every year their band is the favorite competitor. Last year they let victory slip away, so I bet they're aiming for it this year. With my team leading the band, I bet they're rather serious about it too. It's the best chance for a comeback I could ever wish for.
そうだね。でも大丈夫かな。
I can understand Kaz's worries. I'm glad we set a goal, but we don't have a band yet. Right now, the only members we have are me and Kazu. That makes a vocalist and 2 guitarists. So we don't have a rhythm line. We need a bassist and a drummer. If possible, I'd like to have a keyboardist, but we can do without one.
ラモーンズにキーボードはいないもんね。
Kazu said teasingly. Anyways, I want to find them before the summer break starts. I want to perform at the live house once or twice to get a feel for it before our final goal. I like my experience performing live was one of our fatal flaws. We're in a race against time, but I didn't want to call on any of the live music club members. They pretty much hated me, and even if one of the more considerate ones joined, I'd be worried about our difference in style.
そうすると雑誌とかに募集を出すしかないのかな。
We won't make it in time that way.
ちょっとスケジュールに無理があるんだよ。目標を来年にしたら。
How can we take it that easily? We're going to make it happen this year.
そんなこと言ってもすぐってことはそれなりに弾ける人じゃないとダメなんだよね。知り合いにやれそうな人いないしな。バンドなんか全然流行ってないし。
Quit whining. I already have my mark set.
え、本当に？誰？
It's just someone I thought of, so I won't they'll join until I talk to them.
だから誰なの？
I answered Kazu's curiosity by telling him the guy's name. Kazu was shocked.
本当に？そうじゃん。あの人のこと嫌いじゃなかったっけ？
The guy we met on the streets next to McDonald's? True, I don't get along with that bastard, but I feel like we had to have him. Even I think it's strange.
ああ、もしかしたらそれは同じ人種だからかな。
Same type of person?
変わり者っていうか集団行動ができない社会不適格者っていうか。あ、いた。
I'll take that as a compliment. I clenched my fist as I spoke.
頭殴ってから言うセリフじゃないよ。
I ignored Kaz's complaints and stood up. It's time for action. We don't have any time to waste. Radio. Kira Kira curtain call. After school, we headed straight here in order to invite that unfit for society person to join our band. That was one of the temples in the residential area. Once we set foot on the grounds which were surrounded by trees, we could hear the sounds of cicadas all around us. There was a flute of sound. No wonder you see it sounds like a summer shower. I never had any interest in temples before, but I already like this place. It looks pretty beautiful. So, are you sure this is the place?
さっき聞いたらそうだって言ってたけど。
We weren't able to find their contact information directly. So Kazu asked one of the guy's classmates and he said we could find him here. He wasn't the priest's son, but the guy he always sang out with was. That's why he always sang out at this temple when he was free?
あの二人、幼馴染なんだって。
Then they're like you and me. I felt a bit closer to them now. Of course. I'm honestly thinking of the Cyberland tune moment now. Or was it the first one? Which one had carbon copies of the main characters? I can't remember. Of course, it's just meant to show how little I really knew about him. Even I was surprised at my own ability to ask him to join my band when I can't even stand the guy. Now, where is he? Just as I was starting to wonder which building he was in. I heard the sound of something that didn't belong here echoing out of the largest building straight back. It was a familiar, relaxing, deep tone. I recognized it in an instant. That's a bass.
そうだね。
Neat. It wasn't a specific sound. It sounded like an ad-lib melody that he played as he felt like. I like it. If you could perform on a spot like this, I knew he had to be a really skilled musician. It's just what I had hoped for. Alright, let's go. After taking off our shoes and stepping up over the ledge, let's like up at the Pochui. Hello?
何その挨拶。
Well, you know, it's a temple. I thought it would be good to use an old greeting. That's how much refinement held. There was a Buddhist statue set up this vast tabby-batted room. In the center of this room, a good-looking guy was sitting on a stool playing his bass. All the schoolgirls listening to him were sitting on the floor. They were girls from schools out in Obi Academy here too. I would think nothing of it if this was a music room, but this is a sacred temple. Yoink. Right when we were at a loss for words after seeing this surreal scene, the man, Ibaka Akihiro, looked at us with curiosity.
よう、本田じゃないか。お前がなんでこんなところにいるんだ？
When Ibaka spoke, all the girls turned their heads. Every one of them looked at us with suspicion, but this was no time to back down. Ibaka Akira. Whatever, Akira, Matsushita Shoki, I've come for you two. The man who sat in the back with his back turned to us, as Red suddenly calmly turned around when I spoke up.
ほう。
I had seen this man with Ibuka before. He was Matsushita Shoki, the son of his temple's priest. He used to be a member of the Light Music Club, but I think he played the drums. A bassist and a drummer? They were just a pair I desperately wanted.
一体何の用だ？尋ねられる覚えはないが。
Ibuka narrowed his almond eyes, trying to discern the reason for our visit. Sorry for bothering you while you were surrounded by women, but I have a favor to ask of you. Perhaps you won't want to, perhaps you're satisfied with these girls listening to you and won't give a damn, but...
ちょっと人に物を頼む態度じゃないって。
Cassius looked flustered and tugged on my sleeves, but I paid him no heed. Now, this is important. I don't want anything from some guy who's satisfied by just letting women listen to him.
もうまたそんなこと言って。僕らにはもう時間ないんだから。
確かに俺は女の子たちに聞かせるのが大好きだが、それがどうかしたのか？
話がさっぱりわからない。わかるように説明してもらいたいな。
Matsushita spoke with a calm voice. The schoolgirls started chattering.
実はですね。
No, let me. I thought Kazuo started to bring it up, and I took a step forward. I looked down at Ibuka and Matsushita with what was almost a glare. To put it simply, yoink. How would you like to rule the land with me? I don't know if it simply, and that's how it came out. Oh well, but it sounds wrong, so we'll leave it at that. Would you like to be an emperor of this land with me?
あ？なんて？天下？世界征服でもしたいのか？
They didn't get it at all? Maybe I made it too simple? I'll try explaining it in more detail. Oh, the world. Whatever. I want you to join my band. I want you two to join my band.
バンド？
Yeah, let's rule the land. I explained the contest at the end of the summer break and how I wanted to win it. How about it?
どうだといきなり言われてもな。
そりゃそのコンテストのことは知ってるさ。この辺じゃ有名なやつだからな。
ホンダがどのぐらいできるのかは知らないが、急増のバンドでいきなり優勝するつもりだとは大きく出たものだな。
If you guys will help us, I think it's possible.
ま、俺たちに目をつけたってのはいいセンスだが。
Ibuka thought to himself. It looked like he was hesitating. Worst case, we need to get until at least the contest is over. I want to win, no matter what. In order to do that, I need your help. The fact that the girls didn't like my idea was clearly written in their faces. Ibuka, the one who mattered, just furrowed his brow slightly. I wasn't sure how to take that.
なぜ俺たちにそんな提案を？取り立てて親しくはなかったはずだが。
While Ibuka remained silent, Matsushita asked us with a carrying voice. When I decided to look for members, you two were the ones who came to mind. After that, you were the only two I could think of.
思いつきかよ。
不思議な話だな。
I know it sounds crazy, but I really want you to. Matsushita fell into silence that, and Ibuka looked straight at me as if he were praising me. I looked straight back at him. Hey Ibuka, you know, you may not believe me, but once you started playing rock, my performances are, well...
わかった。やろう。
Huh? Ibuka casually nodded and I was left speechless.
やるって。バンドに入ってくれるの？
Even Kazu had to speak up and try to confirm it. Even I never thought that you agree to it easily.
おう入るよ。お前らのバンドってやつに。
Seriously? As Bob and Roger started reaching a fuss, they couldn't seem to accept it.
ハッキーはそんなのに参加しなくていいよ。バンドなんてかっこ悪いよ。
私知ってるよ。このホンダって人、変人で嫌われてるんだから。
Oh, yeah. It's popular to hate them. Cool.
どうせ参加するならもっとアッキーと釣り合うような人たちとやった方がいいよ。
What? Shut up, you props! I couldn't take it anymore, so I yelled at them. And he turned around and glared at me with feared slugs.
建造物って何よ。意味わかんない。そんなちんちくりの頭のやつに言われたくないわよ。
アッキーは私たちのこと可愛いって言ってくれるんだからね。
I'm very surprised, honestly. Don't believe that? Hatsukams like him are all time.
なんですって。
That woman stood up and I stepped forward too. As we glared at each other, Kazu stepped in between us.
やめてってば。そうちゃん、頼み事しに来たんでしょ。喧嘩してどうするの？
Oh, that's right. I got worked up and forgot about it. Getting worked up over women is just lame.
おかしなやつだな。
Matsushita laughed with amusement. And here I thought he was as expressionless as a no mask. His voice gave deep from his stomach. Maybe he could even be a decent vocalist.
みんな、ごめんなさい。ちょっとバカなだけで悪気はないんです。
Huh? What did you just sneak in there? What are you calling stupid?
謝ってるんだから混ぜ返さないでってば。
But damn, I was wrong, so I shut up. How come nothing ever goes smoothly?
思った通り面白いやつだったな。
Yeah, but I was grinning like me hadn't hurt his feelings. When I thought someone who could grin after hearing Carol's death was a strange guy. I should have asked again, but will you really do it with us? Yubaka smiled and nodded with the competence many good-looking guys have.
最近俺も少し考えていたんだ。こうしてみんなと楽しく音楽をやるのも悪くはない。だけど俺が女の子にモテるのは当たり前すぎることじゃないか。
I thought she said something really bad, but surprisingly enough, the girls started an agreement.
ぬるま湯で過ごすのはいくら居心地が良くても退屈なものさ。そろそろロックの女神も俺を愛するのかどうか試してみたいと、そう思っていたんだ。
God is a rock. Now there's one that's full of it. Well, I liked her into it too, but I didn't like hearing a guy like him say it.
こういう冴えないやつと組むのもハンディキャップとしてちょうどいいのかもしれない。
Okay. Yeah, I still don't like him. Who does he think is unskilled? Bastard! Hey, Katsu, are you sure we weren't trying to choose him?
男は決めたら振り返らないの。
Fuck!
よし、じゃあよろしくな。
Ibaka stood up and held his hand out towards me. If you don't want a handshake, everything he does is annoying. But I'm bored with it, and I shook his hand. The circle of girls let out hushed shrieks. Those bitches sounded like he just touched something infectious.
コンテストとやるまでは一緒にやろう。ただし、嫌になったらすぐやめるからな。俺は何よりも自由を愛してるんだ。
As he shook my hand, Ibaka spoke with an affected tone. I clenched my hand around his. Feel free. I know you won't quit halfway through. Being in a band is the most fun you'll have in the world. I stared back at Ibaka with an almost hostile smile. You have so much fun with us! Ibaka I felt his smile and grabbed my hand in turn. He was actually pretty strong for a guy who was all looks. I hated them, yet I still felt happy. I hated them, but I was happy. It was a strange sensation, but I still hated them.
そんなに力が余ってるな
Did I
ら
tell you how much
挨
I
拶
hated
がて
them?
らちょっと合わせてみたらどうだ。せっかくお互い楽器も持っていることだし。
As we stood there, clenching each other's hands, Matsushita calmly spoke up with an idea. I couldn't have asked for anything better. In that case, you're on our way. When I glanced over like the girls making a fuss, she turned at me and started screaming like ogre. Just a picture of it. I'm sorry, but it got me. You look shrugged at the side.
わかったわかった。ここは寺だぞ。喧嘩するなよ。
Ibuka looked at that girl.
悪いけど今日は帰ってくれる？ちょっと用事ができちゃったんだ。
And Ibuka spoke to the girls. She looked at them with sad faces. However, she didn't complain at all. They all stood up together.
残念だけどアッキーが言うならそうする。またベース聴かせてね。
ああもちろん。明日でもいいよ。
本当やった
All the girls happily left the mean hall. Why did those girls hate me so much? Listen to I can hear us say so easily.
はあ、
Gratitude.
すごいね。
Kazuki was perplexed as well. Are they Ibuka worshippers?
そりゃいいな。だがそんなんじゃない。愛だよ、愛。
Ibuka said that with a straight face. Even stared at me with a refreshing smile I couldn't stand. I never seen someone who could go on about love that openly. And I felt embarrassed to listen to it. I hated to admit it, but he was tough. Well, shit, alright, it's a match with music.
勝負？
Yeah, a match!
そうか、オッケー。
How can he be so lighthearted about the match? I really hate this bastard. With that said, we headed straight for the studio. Matsushita owned his own drum set, so we were going to practice at the main hall. But it was reserved, so we had to find a different place.
松下くんは良かったのかな？バンドに入ってくれるって話だけど。
Kazu was talking to Matsushita about something.
まあ致し方あるまい。君の連れの本田も明宏も俺もやると決めつけているようだからな。
No, yeah, that is true. Hana was aiming to get you and your friend. So... Oh yeah, I never heard Matsushita's reply. I just assumed he would join if Ibuka did.
あれ、正気、もしかしてお前嫌だったのか？
いや、そういうわけではないが。
なんだ、ならいいじゃん。
No problem.
ま、いいのだかな。
It seems Matsushita had mixed feelings.
ごめんね。そうちゃんは一つのこと考えると周りが見えなくなるから。
I can hear you. If you're going to talk behind my back, please don't let me hear you.
いやー、褒め言葉だよ。
Kazu laughed. Well, maybe he means that.
まあよい。これが自然な成り行きだとすれば、俺はそれに従うだけだ。
He spoke calmly like an enlightened man? I guess he's quite an oddball too. Well, other than that, it doesn't matter as long as he can play the drums. So this was our first time, Kaz and I split the studio fee. It was a heavy expense, but we managed with the money I had left over after selling some stuff to buy my effector. If ever if this keeps, I'll go bankrupt. Looks like I'll have to put effort into a part-time job if I want to keep up the band.
でどんなジャンルをやろうと思ってるんだ？
Ibuka finished setting up his instrument first. I was thinking of a punk rock band, but you don't have to focus on genre that much. I want to play free, unbound, true rock.
そりゃいい。真のロックンロールね。
Ibuka laughed like I was joking. What's so funny? I'm being serious.
ああそうか。悪い悪い。ま、そこまで言うならとりあえず期待しようじゃないか。真のロックってやつにさ。
He gave me a smug wink. Oh, a wink at me just gives me goosebumps. Can we really count on him? Maybe he really is just an uncooperative, disgusting guy? Maybe my instinct was wrong?
まあ
We shall
音
see.
を合わせながらいろいろ模索してみんなが楽しめる曲をやればいいじゃない。きっとそれが一番いい方法だよ。
I don't want to do something that half-assed. Rock is about extremes.
まあまあ
It's not. God
ご
damn
ち
it,
ゃごちゃ言う
Honda.
前にやってみようじゃないか。こういう場所は時間で金がかかるのだろ。
Matsushita spoke up from behind his drum set. He had an odd sense of dignity. It was almost like the style of a leader. But I'm the leader of this band. Alright, then I'll let you two pick the first song. It's our little service for asking you to join. I'll let them pick the first one.
じゃあベルベットアンダーグラウンドやろう。
Ibuka picked one without much time. Velvet Underground?
知らないか。
I've heard one of them. I've heard of them, I mean. They're that dull, depressing band, right? Then I spoke of it my opinion, Ibuka scowled.
そうじゃん。
What? That's what I think about them. Yes, you hate every single one of the bands except for the one you like, the Ramones.
じゃあお前は何が好きなんだよ。
Ramones! Ramones?
ラモンズだって？
Ibuka laughed at me, almost as payback.
冗談はやめてくれ。あんなのただの薄汚い下手くそじゃないか。ダサくて仕方ない。
Ouch. What did you say?
異論があるのか？
二人ともちょっと待ってよ。
Kazu stepped in between us as we glared at each other. Kazu's been doing this all day. If he keeps this up, he'll go bald from distress.
まだ始めてもいないうちから喧嘩はやめようよ。松下くんが言った通り時間がもったいないし。
Kazu glared at both of us.
ベルベットアンダーグラウンドもラモーンズもいいバンドだよね。でも僕はどちらの曲も弾けるほどはよく知らないんだ。やっぱり最初だからみんながよく知ってる曲にしようよ。ビートルズなんかどう？
Not the Beatles again!
だって僕ビートルズくらいしか弾けないんだよ。そうちゃんは最近練習したばかりだからよく覚えてるよね。
Well, yeah, I do.
イブカくんはどうかな。女の子が好きな曲も多いしイブカくんならよく知ってると思うけど。
まあできないことはない。
俺も問題ない。
じゃここは僕の顔を立ててもらうってことで。
I was still angry at Ibuka for insulting my favorite band. But Kazu was right. Our band wasn't going anywhere at this rate. I agreed to go along with Kazu's idea. I can hear that reluctantly agreed.
じゃあ決まりね。よかった。ごめんねわがまま言って。
Kazu heaved a sigh of relief. Matsushita, who had watched in silence, took a careful look at Kazu.
早川は意外と苦労するタイプなのかな。
They looked like those two had some kind of connection. Finally, we began to practice. I was terrified almost as soon as it started. Alright, Almayu. I knew full well that Katsu wasn't very good, and he has made a lot of improvement, but he's still slow and gets left behind. He's not very good at mute, so noise gets mixed in, but I knew about Katsu's faults. The problem was that Chua was counting on. Why does he look so innocent in this? God damn it, the problem was that Chua was counting on. Matsushida's drumming was eerie. I thought drums and other percussion instruments were passionate, but Matsushida's drumming was too detached and didn't have a human feel to it. Perhaps that's just another kind of style. He wasn't bad. But something was missing. I was astonished at the accuracy of his rhythm. He sounded like a rhythm machine. But it was too accurate, too mechanical. Wrong button. Of course, Shibuka was a bigger problem. Well, if we're going by skill, maybe Ibuka's the best one of us. My playing only recently started to sound like music. I hated to admit to it, but the difference between his skill and mine was obvious. However, the problem was his self-absorption. First off, he didn't listen to our parts at all. I bet he wasn't even trying to. I didn't like it, but oh well. If he had never played with anyone else before, it made sense. But he had an even worse problem. When performing live, artists improvise a few notes to connect the gaps. These are called fills in music lingo, and they're one way for a performer to express his style. Ibuka played an abnormal amount of fills. Well, it wasn't a matter of amount anymore. He abandoned the part he was supposed to be playing and started playing a completely different sound. You can't play a song without passing this. Hey, are you screwing around? Got to see a band of misfits, I guess. I didn't want to yell at him, but I held up for now.
言っただろ、俺は自由が好きなんだよ。
He was totally high off his own performance. At this rate, we're not even a band. Still, we do just have a fight, so if I let my short temper get the best of me, we might break up here and now. The band that just formed would be ruined. They go lights far ahead, and a long bow waiting for us. I can't let my temper win. I have to change myself. Ibuka has great technique. If he can make good use of his technique in our band, he'll be a great asset. I convinced myself and kept playing. I think I'll need mental training more than the guitar practice. Next time, I'll have Matsushita teach me Zazen. Zen meditation usually performed in the lotus position. Okay. But still, Kazu's slow guitar, Ibuka's selfish bass, Matsushita's ghastly drums, and last, my crappy vocals and guitar. What the hell? This completely sucks! Did I pick the wrong people? Regardless of what I thought, the seniors were good people. I really felt sorry for looking down on them. Okay, so it's not just them half-assing the shows, but you're not really that good in terms of vocals and guitar, even after all that practice, which is worrying. The longer we played, the more hopeless I felt. My only thought right now was, our future is bleak. I can't take it anymore. Stop! I threw the mic and frustration and stopped everyone. Kazu was dumbfounded, Ibuka was astonished. Matsushida's expression didn't even change.
なんだよ、人が気持ちよく演奏してるのに。
Look around you more! Listen to the music around you! You're not here to perform alone!
お前こそ俺の演奏聞いてたかよ。超イケてたろ。分かったらもっと俺を立てろよ。
二人とも喧嘩やめなよ。
No. After using up a lot of our time, we let the studio exhausted. Our performance didn't sound good at all. All we did was build up stress into both our minds and bodies.
しかし本田、お前想像以上に下手だな。
Somehow Ibaka was in a good mood. Well, in the end he managed to play however he felt, so I bet he did have fun. Shut up, I'm going to get better.
早く上手くなれよな。せめて俺の足を引っ張るな。
Ugh. It was true that I lost him in technique. I couldn't deny it. Damn it, you just watch!
そうちゃん、それ負け犬のセリフだよ。
Okay. Shut up. What's with this build-up of stress? This is supposed to be more fun. This truck's supposed to be more refreshing. It was supposed to be this way. Cedric's wrong.
あれ本田くんだ。
Hi, Yui. Just the other hair at my age, Joe. The conversation that was about the birds disappeared in an instant. When I turned around, I saw Yui carrying her guitar. Hey, but this is Yui! I wanted to run over and give her a hug, but I held back. That she's so adorable.
なんで本田がここにいるの？
Oh, hey. Going. Majima, you're here too?
いて悪かったわね。
I'll take that apology if you leave this place right now.
本田くんたちも練習しに来たの？
So you came here to practice, huh? You were already good enough. What a delicate group. Be a bit more boastful and skip a little. I'll never catch up at this rate.
どういうイチャモンのつけ方よ。
おい、一人で喋ってんなって、俺にも紹介しろ。
Ibaka butted in with a composed expression. Shit, I forgot about him. Hey, Ibaka, let me make this clear right now. Keep your hands up at this one, you got it? What a great introduction. I put it straight at Yui.
これだ。あんたどんだけ尊大なのよ。一度その頭かち割って中見てみたいわ。
So pressing arrows actually also progresses the story. I also, oops. Well, can't play that anymore.
ゆうちゃんが言うと冗談じゃないみたい。
Yeah. Stay out of this. Anyways, Ibuka, I don't care how cute she is. You better keep your hands up with this one, okay?
つまり、この子はお前の彼女ってことか？
He wishes.
彼女？
No, but she will be soon.
そうなるの？バカの言うことはほっときなさいよ。頭痛くなるから。
つまりホンダの片思いということか。
You got it. That's a pretty sent for you. You catch on quick.
何がさすがなのかわからんが。
ホンダの片思いの相手ね。
Ibuka looked at Yui up and down. You just want to be cursed, don't you? He's a sacred object, so you shouldn't stare at her so much.
神聖なものってなんか物扱いされてる気がする。
まあ安心しろ。俺は女の子ならどんな子でも好きだけど、どっちかっていうと大人っぽいタイプの方が好きだからな。
Ouch. Oh, then I don't have to worry. Yui certainly does look childish.
ねえ、ゆうこちゃん、私そろそろ怒ってもいいのかな？
I'll answer that for her. Yes, you can be.
無視よ無視。エネルギーの無駄だから。っていうかさ、ホンダあんたバンド作ったんだ。
We do already been talking for a while now, but it looks like my Jima just noticed.
あ、そうなんだ。
Yui hadn't even noticed.
すごいね、ホンダくん。メンバー探しって時間かかるはずなのに、あっという間に作っちゃったんだね。
That's right. When you're someone like me, people flock to you without even trying.
あれ？確か入ってくださいって 頼みに行ったよね。
Thank you, Kazu. Kazu, you shut up and be quiet.
理由はとあれ、こんなに早くメンバー集まったのはすごいと思うよ。
There to be groveling on the ground, begging with tears. It doesn't matter. You did it pretty quick. I'm so proud of you. You praising me this early must be a good omen for our future. I felt better already. I'm so simple.
で名前は決めたの？
A name?
バンド名よ。
Oh, our band name. I hadn't thought about that at all until my Jimmer asked me. When I did pick a name.
いや、まだできたばっかりだから名前はまだ。
How careless of me to forget about our name. It's important to have a name. Aren't names the first thing people receive when they're born? I need to think of one now. Let's see, our bad name will be... So... So the Yui!
私？なんでユイなのよ。ユイはメンバーじゃないじゃないの。
No, I was joking. I can't think of a name that fast. No, wait. I thought one of them was struck with a revelation. I want to hear properly the little sound we're hearing. The name hit me like lightning. Super Rockin' Rollers. I whispered the name in capitals.
あ？
今なんて言ったの？
Our band name is Super Rockin' Rollers. That was my revelation, my dear. But what's that be? I couldn't think of anything else. This revelation must be a gift sent from God.
スーパーロックンローラーズ？
10 points for pronouncing it right. Why is everyone suddenly silent?
なかなかハイセンスなネーミングじゃない。
Thanks. I was surprised to see that my gym agreed with me for once, but why was she laughing? Because that comment came with sarcasm, you fool! Ibuka shouted loud enough to make heads turn.
おい、ちょっと待て。勝手に決めんな。しかもそんなダサい名前絶対に許さないぞ。
Lame? The name is good. It's frank and open.
ストレートすぎるだろが。
僕もちょっとどうかと思うけど。
悪いが俺もだな。
What? You mean no one likes it? No one wants it? My revelation? Nope. Start over. Try again. Why do you all see it's that bad? I think it's a great name.
ふざけんな。何もかもダメなんだよ。大体なんでホンダが勝手に決めるんだ？
Isn't the band leader supposed to pick the name?
お前がリーダーだなんて誰が決めたんだよ。
I made the band, so that makes me the band leader.
一番テクと人望があって顔がいいやつがリーダーに決まってるだろうが。
As long as that type of person is fitted to be a leader, knows how to be one, then perhaps that makes me the leader.
話にならないな。
Either way, it's decided now. Our name will be Super Rocket Rollers. Now that I've chosen it, it stays that way.
ふざけるな。そんなダサい名前のバンドにするなら俺は抜けるぞ。
二人とも喧嘩しないでってば。
なんかこのバンドもう解散っぽくない？
And so our band, Super Rocket Rollers, was finally formed and faced the threat of disbanding on its very first day. Cool. Kira Kira Curtain Call. Alright, I'm gonna end the episode right here, and I'll see you, hopefully, this time, unlike the last time, sooner with another episode.